Senators Kerry and McCain recently introduced legislation to create the first commercial privacy bill of rights. The bill prevents companies from collecting and distributing users' information without consent, but the new rules are only applicable to sensitive religious, medical, or financial data. Should we be worrying about the data these companies are collecting? And if so, will the proposed legislation keep you safe? To help us sort it out, please welcome John Abell, Wired.com's New York bureau chief. Hey, John.
Hey, Shelly.
Am I safe?
Well, no. I mean, the difficult,
I want to be safe.
Well, I know. It's very, very dangerous out there on the internet. Look, I mean, a lot of this depends on sort of the kindness of strangers kind of thing. Legislation like this works great in a do not call registry context where you can simply tell everybody not to call you. And there's no particular industry that's affected except the telemarketing industry, which, as we know, should all be burning in hell anyway.
Yes.
If you the internet is supported, subsidized by advertising. And by definition, you really sort of want to be inundated more with things that are of interest to you than things that aren't of interest to you, teeth whitening and mortgages and stuff like that. So there is a very good argument to be made that you should allow yourself to be sort of stalked, lurked upon, looked at a bit, so that you're not seeing stupid things. You're seeing the smart things that
right, but the argument is that it's a slippery slope, and that if I'm going to let them look a little bit, they're going to look a lot, and if I'm going to let them have a little bit, they're going to take a lot.
There are nefarious uses that even aggregated information could be put to. But it's in the interest of the people that are asking you to come to their sites for free or for very little to treat that information properly.
So when you have a commercial bill of privacy rights like the senators are proposing, is it lip service? I can't imagine how that could really help.
Well, the problem here isn't so much the intent. The problem here is the technology.
Exactly.
At the same time, the major browser makers, except for Google, which has its Chrome browser and is an advertising company, are all incorporating what's called do not track technology. Google's argument, although it's self-serving, is actually pretty good. We really don't know what tracking is. And I don't want to get into crazy details. You can read up on this online for free in advertiser-supported media properties. But it's not a simple issue to define even what tracking is and what it's not and what good and what bad is. Like I said, a little bit about self-serving, but legislation like this is going to be sort of more like defining what something is and then somebody changes it a little bit.
Well, but as you and I both know, technology tracking or tracking on the internet is a lot like pornography. You'll know it when you see it.
Well, but you don't see it, and that's the troubling part. You actually don't know. People have no idea the extent to which their behavior is being recorded.
Okay, so let's get practical for a second. I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
What would I do to protect myself right now? Okay. The shortest, fastest thing.
Buying into your incredible premise that you're a normal person, the thing that you would do is always use the functionality that every browser has to do private browsing. If you really, really didn't want anybody to know what you were doing, there'd be no record of it for you. Cookies, the things that make it easier to sign into sites the second time.
That's your own privacy bill of rights.
Well, it's your own privacy bill of rights, and you have it already in the technology that it's on your
John Abell, Wired.com. Good, sound, serious advice on a subject which is going to be with us forever.
Right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'm Shelly Palmer, and you're watching Live Digital.